Welcome back to the Spokane Shock Coaches Show, 700 ESPN, 700ESPN.com. Joined now by the most electrifying man in the Arena Football League, Terrance Sanders. Did I get that right?
Oh, yeah, you got it correct.
He shocked me when he walked by. Electrifying.
Well, he was rubbing his feet on the carpet, doing a zap.
Actually, I just walked in.
He just electricity just vibrating off of this guy.
Just flows.
How do you live up to what you did last year?
That's a great question.
That's why they pay him the big bucks.
No, but just keep working hard, man. Don't get complacent and be willing to push the bar and do those things that I didn't do last year. So that's the kind of things that I thought would help me get better. So.
Other than getting hurt, what didn't you do last year?
That's true.
Well, I don't know. I got no answer for you.
How many picks does your kid want this year? Because he asked you for a ridiculous number, and apparently you just tried to decide to go for it. He had like 5 interceptions in 2 games because he said, "Dad, I want 19."
Well, we didn't get that far into it yet.
No, you got hurt. Oh yeah, we haven't gotten that far.
Me and him. We didn't discuss actual numbers yet as to how many he wants me to get, but hopefully set the bar real high and I can go for it some more. So I'm ready to do that.
Pretty good competition at the defensive backfield in camp. I mean, my goodness, the people that got cut are going to start somewhere in this league. I mean, can you just talk about maybe how that gets you ready for this season?
Oh, man, that competition we faced in camp, I mean, that was amazing. From wide receivers coming in kicking butt. Like, usually I come in and the defense is days ahead of the offense, but that wasn't the case. And I think the reason why that was is because we got so many returning guys, so it showed definitely from day one in camp that everybody had to come compete, and I think that's only going to make us better when it's time to play somebody else like Cleveland. So,
players get feelings at the beginning of the season. Right. And maybe the feeling is different after 2 or 3 games, but players get feelings in camp. Is your feeling about this team different than maybe it was last year or 2 years ago when you were here?
I feel real optimistic about what we have here. Like, I know we got a bunch of veteran guys that came back, and we added some new guys. So I'm just looking forward to really putting a product out there and see how well we, build up. But I'm excited, man. I'm real optimistic. Like I say, the glass half full, and we all want to go all in, and we want that ring. So
how hard is it for you, a guy that makes a living off of returning kicks off the net, and you only get to see it like once or twice before the first game? At least this year you got to see it once before the first game. But, how hard is that for you?
That's pretty tough, man, especially if you play a road game on that first game. So
first 3?
Yeah, the first 3. You never know how their nets are going to respond. So we got one day in, and that's going to work out well for us. And good thing that I'm a vet, and I've been handling them off the net, but they can still take a funny bounce at any given time. So just getting that feel back, and we'll get back out there.
What's the hardest thing about taking the ball off the net? Is it just how tight the net is?
It all depends. Like, that can be a factor, how tight the net is, how much slack the net has, and I've seen crazy things on those nets. Like, at the bottom, they're wrapped around extra tight to try to make them tighter. Like at Jacksonville, there's this, it's all crazy. So each stadium has different bars and different tightness on the net. So just got to get out there and gauge it before.
How nice is it that when you are returning a kick and you get that ball and you got your back turned to the guys running down the field? That can't be easy, first of all. Second of all, how nice is it that Bo Bell's not running down that field? Because we were talking to Andy about it. That dude is going to put a hurting on some people this year.
Oh, man, I'm looking forward to playing behind him. And I watched his highlight tape from last year, and I was on there a bunch. I was like, man, he was making a bunch of tackles before I could and coming in, cleaning up the ones I couldn't. So I was like, man, I'm all over his highlight tape. But that guy flies around, and I'm glad he's on my team and not coming down hunting me. So
he's kind of scaring me this year. Only because, I mean, he's not going to go off on me. He's gonna hurt some people on other teams. This guy wants to do some damage in this league, and that's got to be kind of fun to watch because the more damage he does, the more lame passes you get, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited to be playing with a guy like that. When a guy has a high motor like that, he's going to bring it every play. You just got to – you're trying to match it. I'm out there trying to match it, so we got at least 2 guys out there. If we can get 8 guys out there trying to match his intensity, now we got a team that's just flying around, and those other guys better watch out for all of us and not just Bo, So hopefully he gets his hands on a couple guys, quarterbacks and things of that nature, and makes it easier for us, all of us.
You've been in this league about 1,000 years between the AF2 and the AFL, and I don't mean that as an insult. I'm just of the new guys,
Mm-hmm.
who do you like? Who caught your eye in camp of the guys who have never played this indoor game before?
One guy really stands out in my mind is wide receiver Kamar Jordan, man. Like, he stepped in, and from day one, he's looked like he's been in his league for 2 or 3 years already. Like, I mean, not as far as how well he runs his routes and everything, but athleticism, catching the ball, and he shows a lot. He showed a lot in camp, and he's still showing a lot. So he's still improving, and I like the backup quarterback also, Arvell. He's a strong arm guy, so he can fit a lot of those back shoulder fades. He snuck a couple on me, so he's a strong arm guy. I like those two.
Yeah, you talk about teams that come together. Last year, everybody was learning each other all year. This offseason, everybody was coming back, and we saw the camaraderie continue in the offseason. There was a lot of social media jokes going on between the guys, a lot of fun being had at each other's expense. Practices are pretty, intense, but then when it's over, there's a lot of joking going around. How much more comfortable are you guys with each other right now? I mean, that seemed to never stop from the time the season got over.
Oh, it didn't stop. A lot of guys, we kept in touch with each other over the off season, just talked about plans, talked about what's going on, just talked about life, just kept in touch, and that's something you're going to miss when you're done playing. So I know I'm winding down, so I'm all for all the locker rooms, jokes and all that, and they keep it fun and light, man. And I think that's a lot to do with all of us coming back and having a good feel for each other, and then adding those new guys in. Everybody gets along well, so it's a great locker room in there right now.
What did you do this offseason?
I was working in the off season, spent a few time with the trainer working out. So
Did you stay here?
Oh yeah, I stayed here.
Are you a Spokaneite now?
It's official. It's official. I stayed here in the off season. Same place. Also came and visited me.
That's right. That's right.
Shot a little special on me, and
Then you moved, so he couldn't come back anymore.
Yeah, I came back and you were gone.
I relocated.
Smart man.
Shut all the blinds. Made sure nobody answered the door.
Okay, so Florida to Arizona, cold weather Spokane. I mean, why did this catch your heart and make you stay?
Oh man, I went to Boise, and this reminded me so much of Boise. I was pretty big out there. They loved me, and I came out here. First I was on the other side, seeing how well
we
those guys.
We just marked that off.
Yeah, seeing how well those guys got treated, and hearing all the stories. You're like, man, that's something you want to be a part of. And when I got here, everybody embraced me, make play. I guess they like you when you're making plays. So make a couple plays, the fans start loving you, and then I started seeing what those guys were talking about, and just makes you want to be here and stay here. So,
any part of you think about not playing another year?
Not right now. Not right now. I love it too much, man. Love it too much. Maybe after this year, we'll see where we at. Hopefully, we win that ring, and Andy's got me under wraps for 2 years.
Well, I see that, man. Andy held up two fingers. Said you ain't going nowhere.
Didn't he sign a 2-year contract, Andy?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so
we're holding you to it.
Good luck retiring after this year, pal.
Is all that money in the contract guaranteed?
On another note,
maybe not. Maybe this is Terrance Sanders' final year.
I need a new agent.
I know a special agent we can have together. Terrance, we want to thank you for stopping by. Welcome back for another year of Shock football.
All right.
I mean, how much you itching right now?
Oh man, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to pop in some Cleveland tape right now. So 3 games on the road, but right now I'm only focused on Cleveland, 1 week at a time for me.
All right, thanks, Terrance. We appreciate it. When we come back, more with head coach Andy Olson. Going to look at Cleveland and what we might expect in that first game of the season on the road with head coach Andy Olson on the Spokane Shock Coaches Show on 700 ESPN at 700ESPN.com.